Good morning, everybody. I'm Nadine from Living Life with Ike, and this is going to be your 20-minute shoulder, core, side body practice today. So we're just going to start by warming up the shoulders by doing some circles. You might hear a lot of crunching. I hear crunching on my right. Don't get worried. And then we're just going to go forward. Or the opposite direction, whatever direction you were going in the first time, just go in the opposite direction, yeah. And just rolling them. Perfect, good. On our inhale, we're gonna reach up and shoulders are gonna go down. On our exhale, we're going over to the right, so our right forearm goes onto the mat and our left arm goes overhead. So feeling a nice side body stretch here all the way through, from the fingertips down into the hip. On your inhale, coming up. And on your exhale, forward, folding over to the left side. So left forearm goes onto the mat, right hand goes over body. We're not falling into that shoulder. We really want to get what we can out of this side body stretch. Perfect, and now coming back up. And we're just going to rotate hands on shoulder, fingertips on shoulders, and let's do some more circles here. You'll know why later. Breathing into that, grounding through those sit bones. Let's go backwards. Perfect. Now let's find ourselves in a standing position. Feet are hip distance apart, and we're really going to ground through those feet. So let's bend into the knees here. Pressing, putting weight onto our thighs, pressing into them, rolling the shoulders back. Chest goes forward, chin goes up. Grounding through those feet. And then coming up into a beautiful root to rise. Hands go up to the sky and come down at heart center. Taking all that energy that we're building. And again, let's do that again one more time. All the way up, root to rise. And then hands to heart center. Perfect. Okay, let's find ourselves in a wide angle stance. So like I always say, ankles under wrists is a good cue. Another cue is, it's usually a leg length in between your feet. So right now our toes are pointing forward, our hands are going onto our hips, and we're doing our first forward fold. So our knees have micro bends in them. And then on the inhale, we're stretching through the crown of our head all the way up to the sky, and on our exhale, we're bending at the hips. Shoulders are back, and then hands go down onto the mat, nice and slow. Breathe into this stretch, into the back of the legs, into the hips. The jaw's relaxed, the face is relaxed. Now we're going to grab onto our elbows and we're going to go from side to side here. We're not staying in anything long right now. We're still warming up the body. Good. Head is heavy here. My head will always be up just so that you guys can hear me a little bit better. From side to side, getting just a little bit lower each time we go from side to side. And settling in the center. Hands go back, so your fingertips are in line with your toes here. Let the head fall heavy. Warming up the back of the legs. Putting the hands on the hips and rolling up the spine. All the way and rolling the shoulders back. Good. Now putting our feet into goddess pose. So basically what we're doing is we're just taking our ankles and bringing them in towards the center line of our body. So tilting the pelvis forward. Our tummy is nice and tucked. Our shoulders are back and open into goddess pose. Let's sit down into this. Now let's go from side to side. Nice and slow. Keeping the elbows up to the shoulders. Perfect. Okay. Okay, settling in the center, bringing our hands to our thighs. So shoulder dips, taking our right shoulder first, bringing it into the center line and coming back up. Left shoulder into the center line and coming back up. Let's do that a couple more times. Into the center line and rolling the shoulder back and coming back up. Into the center line. Rolling the shoulder back as we come up. Hands go back into goddess. Stay for a second, feeling the energy being built in between the legs and in the center line. Bringing the feet in, hands go down. Beautiful, stepping to the back of your mat. Grounding through your feet, inhale all the way up. And forward fold, knees are bent. And walking into our first down dog. So really pressing through those fingertips. Your middle finger is facing forward. Your fingers are nice and spread. The weight is going through them. And we're just going to walk our dog. And let's put a little bit of hip action into that. So the hip goes down, the knee comes down. Going from side to side. Perfect. Rolling forward into our first plank. So here we are working our shoulders here. If you have to step back so your bum's not sticking up. Rounding through the shoulder blades here. Belly's nice and tight, tailbone is tucked. And back to your down dog. And onto your knees. Hips under knees. Shoulders under wrists. Middle fingers pointing forward. And with your inhale, let's drop the belly down, tailbone comes up, chin comes up. Shoulders are away from ears. Into cow. And on your inhale, going through cat, really rounding through your scapula, pressing through your hands here. Tailbone is tucked and chin is to chest. And let's do that a couple more times. Continuing to breathe, tailbone goes up, chin goes up, chest is pronounced forward, shoulders are down, away from ears. And one more time. Tailbone tucked, chin tucked, rounding through the scapula, pressing through your hands. Beautiful. And now extending the right leg out. We've done this before, so toes are pointing forward here. Let's continue in our cat-cow. So moving into cat, rounding through the shoulder blades, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone, chin goes to chest. And this is where you really feel it in cat. Yeah. So tailbone up, chin up, chest forward, and shoulders away from ears. And now we're just going to go back a bit on this. Yeah, sitting into that. Should feel really good. On your inner thigh. If it's too much, don't sit this far back. And then coming back up and into cat. Round through the shoulder blades, chin is tucked, tailbone is tucked. And then cat. Yeah, there we go. Or sorry, cow. Chin up, tailbone up, chest is forward, pressing through the fingertips, shoulders are away from ears. And let's sit back into that again. Just sitting as far down as you can. And then coming up and switching sides. So left foot is going out to the side. Toes are pointing forward, the same as your fingertips. And moving into cat. Rounding through the shoulder blades. Really exaggerating this as much as you can. And then cow, chin up, tailbone up. Chest is forward. Shoulders are away from ears. And then let's sit back into that. Yeah. Oh, that feels good. I've got funky hair going on today, guys. Bear with me. And let's sit back up and into cat, rounding through the shoulder blades. Tucking the tailbone, chin to chest. And into cow, chin up, tailbone up. Shoulders away from ears, and then let's sit back into that. Remember to stop at your bus stop. And coming back up. Wonderful. So back into your tabletop here, we're going to tuck our toes. And we're going to Bring our sit bones back towards our heels and then push up into your down dog. Let's wag the tail here. So we're wagging from side to side. I really feel it in the back of my legs, my calves. Going up into a three-legged jog. Right leg goes up. And then we're going to bring it down. And right now we're in a high runner's lunge. We're going to turn our back foot down into warrior one and then cartwheel our hands up. So I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see. So the difference between warrior two feet and warrior one. So warrior two, the long side of our foot is parallel to the short edge of our mat. Warrior one feet, our heel and our arch are still in line, but our toes are on a 45-degree angle and our hips are forward, or our hips are squared to the short edge of the mat. Now sometimes you need to have a shorter stance in warrior one, so if so, just give yourself a little hop. Knee doesn't go over toes, hands come up, and shoulders go down. So this is where we're really going to start to work the shoulders here. I'll turn this way so you can see me. Bending into that. My hips are square here. My shoulders are square. My hands come up, shoulders go down. Warrior one. So now we're going to do warrior one goddess arms. There we go. Still bending into that front knee, everybody. Belly is nice and tucked, tailbone is down. Now we're going to roll the shoulder blades forward and then bring them back. And so we're in a bit of a back bend here. Gaze goes up. And let's do that again, coming forward. Rolling those shoulder blades and back into goddess arms. Back bend, gaze goes up. Let's do that one more time. Rolling the shoulder blades forward. And back into goddess arms. Bit of a back bend here. Still bending through that front knee, don't forget. Hips are nice and square. Gaze is up. So next time we do this, we're going to add something to this, right? Okay, so we're going to roll our shoulder blades forward into our goddess arms, coming back, bringing our hands together, and bending through the front knee. There. On your inhale, coming back up. On your exhale, folding back. Bringing the hands together, folding forward on your exhale. On your inhale, coming up. My feet are slipping on the hardwood. So let's do that one more time. Coming forward on the exhale, bending into the front of the knee. On the inhale, coming up, rolling the shoulders back, slight back bend. Placing the hands on the mat, stepping back into a forward fold. Just being heavy here, letting the body hang. Crossing the arms, holding on to the elbows, and swaying from side to side. Settling the breath, rolling the body up. Rolling the shoulders back. Palms are forward, grounding through the feet nice and heavy. Relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw. Eyes can be open or closed. Feeling the energy we've created on the one side of the body. Can you tell the difference there? I know I can. So let's do this on the second side then, okay? So I will go this way. So inhale all the way up, guys. Forward fold all the way down, bending the knees. Walking the hands into your down dog. Heels are going towards the earth, pressing away with your hands, shoulders away from ears, rolling forward into plank. Rounding through the scapula. I can see my bum sticking up, so I can make a longer plank here. Shoulders go over your wrists here. Nice and tight through the belly, so we're not falling through it. Pressing through the hands, rounding through the scapula, and going back into your down dog. Bringing the left leg up into a three-legged dog and bringing it between your hands. Now we're turning our foot down into warrior one. Now I have to take a shorter stance here. So I'm just going to bring my foot up a bit and then curl my hands up. Settling my hips forward, shoulders are forward, everything is facing the short edge of your mat here. So it's not this, we're definitely this way, okay? And hands go up and shoulders go down. Now going into goddess arms. Rolling the shoulder blades forward and then coming back into a slight back bend. Bending through that front knee. And let's do that again. Rolling the shoulders forward. Bringing them back to a nice back bend. Gaze goes up. Let's do that again. Rolling the shoulders back. And into your back bend. So now this time we're going to go into the bend. Into the front knee. All right, so on the way up, really exaggerate rolling those shoulders, going into your goddess. Bringing the hands together on your exhale, folding into the inside of the knee. Coming back up. Rolling the shoulders back into goddess. Staying for your breath. Bringing the hands forward on your exhale and bending into the inside of the knee. And coming back up, rolling the shoulders back, goddess pose, slight back bend, chin goes up. Bringing the hands together last time, and bending into that front knee. And coming back up, rolling the shoulders back, goddess pose. Turning your back foot out. So now we're in warrior two. So I have to extend my stance here into a proper warrior two. So we're bending down into the front knee. Our heel and our arch are in line with each other. Hands go up, shoulders go down. Gaze goes over middle finger. Settling your breath here. Back hand goes down the thigh. Right hand flips up. Exalted warrior. Bending through that front knee, don't forget. Bringing both hands up here. Settling in the middle, shoulders down. This is a new move for some of you. So we're just going to sideways hover over our front leg. We're not falling into that shoulder. We're actually stacking everything up here. And then back up into warrior two. Turning your feet into a wide angle stance. Turning your right leg out into your warrior two. Adjusting your stance if need be. Bending through your knee, as long as your knee doesn't go over your toe. If it does, make your stance just a little bit longer. Rolling the shoulders up and back. Gaze over middle finger. Belly is in, tailbone is tucked. Settling your breath here. Back arm goes down. Right palm flips up. And exalted warrior. Keep bending through that front knee. And then bringing both hands up, settling the shoulders down. On your inhale, extend through the top of your head. On your exhale, hover. Breathe into that. We're stacking here. We're not falling into it. And then coming back up. Toes go forward, hands go on hips, and a forward fold down. Placing your hands on the mat. Bringing your fingers so that they're parallel with your toes. And sinking just a little bit further into this. Head is heavy. And then bending the knees, hands on hips, and let's roll that body up. Perfect. Standing at the back of your mat. On your inhale, let's roll up. On your exhale, let's fold forward. Shower the earth with your energy. Walking your hands forward into your down dog. Sending your heels back. Steadying your breath here. On your inhale, lifting your left leg up into a three-legged dog. On your exhale, bringing it forward. Placing the knee down into a low lunge. Now, sometimes I have to scoot my back leg down back a bit so that I can come up nice, settling in the shoulders, and now I'm going to settle into the hips. You see how I'm doing that? But my knee isn't going over my toe. My knee is still in a 90-degree angle. So if you're going over, just scoot that back leg. So we're energetically pushing our hips together to stabilize our pelvis. Shoulders up. Hands go down. Tucking your back toe and stepping back into plank. Pressing through the fingertips, rounding through the scapula. Bum is down. Onto your knees. Untuck your toes. Now we're going to lower the body in like a baby chaturanga. So our elbows are staying nice and tucked in. Belly is tight. Tailbone is tucked in. And we're just going to lower the body nice and slow. Bringing the hands forward into Sphinx pose. Chest is forward. Shoulders are down. And placing your hands back at your chest. Coming up onto your knees, not falling through the belly here. Tucking your tails under. Nice and slow, hips are nice and back. Lifting the hips into down dog. Right leg goes up. Bringing it through. And back onto your left knee. Now I'm going to scoot my front foot forward a bit so I can come up. Shoulders go down and hips go forward. This should feel really, really good. Hands go down, tucking the back toes under and stepping back to plank. Tailbone down, rounding through the scapula. Knees go down. And we're going to bring our torso onto the mat again in baby chaturanga. So tailbone is tucked. We're going, elbows are tucked in and bending back and lowering the body nice and slow. Perfect. Into Sphinx pose. Settling the breath, shoulders away from ears, chest is forward. Bringing the hands back to chest, tucking your toes under, going onto your knees, and pushing back into your down dog. Stepping to the middle of your mat, and coming up nice and slow, rolling the shoulders back. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Grounding through the feet, feeling the balance through the body. Turning to the middle. Well, I'm going to turn to you. And all the way up. Hands go up. Palms face each other. And sitting down into Uttanasana. There we go. And just settling a little bit more. Perfect. And coming up. And let's just rain that energy all the way down to the earth. On your inhale, coming halfway up. So when I say come halfway up, we're coming up to a flat back. Shoulders are away from ears here. Hands can be on thighs. Stay for your breath. And let's forward fold all the way back down. Rolling the body up. Shoulders are back. Mountain pose, Tadasana. So we're going to do eagle arms in Uttanasana chair. So again, we're working the shoulders here. So I'll just go over quickly what eagle arms are for those who don't know. So we're going to spread the arms out, rolling the shoulders back. Taking our right arm, placing it under our left, bending the elbows. Here, I'll go bend down. And if it's possible for you today, wrapping your hands. If it's not, back of hands, perfect, right? You're still going to get the same stretch. And then we bring the elbows up to where our shoulders are, and then the hands are going to go out about an inch. And now we're going to sit into our chair. Should feel a wonderful stretch through the back. Sit a little bit more. Unwrap the arms, open the chest, and let's just send all that energy towards the earth. And roll the body up. Roll the shoulders back. Palms forward. Mountain pose, Uttanasana. Settling the breath here. Feeling the weight into our feet. Okay, second side. So the first time we put the right arm underneath the left. This time, of course, will be the opposite side. You may find one side a little bit tougher or tighter than the other side. Perfectly normal. Okay, everybody. So hands go out. Shoulders go down. Crossing our left underneath our right. Bending at the elbows and clasping your hands if it's available, if not palms. And now sitting into your chair, Uttanasana. So we're energetically pulling our thighs away from each other. Belly's nice and tight. Elbows are at shoulder height, and hands come out about an inch. Sit a little bit further. And let's flush that out. Forward fold. On the inhale, come up halfway. Flat back, shoulders away from ears. And forward fold back. Find yourself in your tabletop. Doing a quick check again. Shoulders under wrists, knees under hips. We've done this one before. Taking our right hand, going all the way up cross body, and then threading the needle. So shoulder goes to mat, cheek goes to mat. Now this time we're going to take the left hand, we're going to bring it up, and place it behind us. Oh, that feels good. If it's possible, tuck the hand into your hip. If not, I just have mine resting beside my side right here. Breathe into that stretch. Breathe into the shoulders, especially right here. Placing the hand back onto the mat. Pressing through, bringing the right hand cross body again and up to the sky. And coming back down. So transferring our weight, looking at our posture. Left hand comes up, comes cross body up to the sky, and then thread the needle. So left hand goes under, left shoulder onto the mat, left cheek onto the mat. Now taking the right hand up, and then palm facing out, crossing over body. Breathing into those shoulders. Placing the hand back down, pushing the body up, bringing the left hand cross body and all the way up again and onto the mat. Now pushing yourself back into child's pose. So this is an active child's pose. So knees out to the side, big toes touching, sit bones go towards heels, and walk the hands out. Now the reason we're going into an active stretch right here is because I really want you to get those shoulders in there. So forehead to mat. Walk the hands out. On your inhale, coming up, finding yourself in a comfortable seated position. So we're going to take our right leg is going to stay crossed, and we're just going to bring the right foot over to the left hip. We're going to take the left leg and we're going to place it over the right knee. All right, so we're kind of in, our knees are not stacked, but very close to it here. And we're going to sit high on our sit bones. And if it's possible for you today, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to bring it to the outside of our left leg. And we're going to take our left hand, bring it behind us, and twist. Breathing into that twist. Now, if this isn't available for you, then let's go back to what we used to do at the beginning of some of my warm-ups, where the hands go up, shoulders go down, right hand goes behind you, left hand goes on the knee, and then twist. All right, so if it's not available for you to do it the way that I just showed you prior to, then I definitely recommend doing your twist that way. So let's go on to our second side here. So I'm bringing my left foot over to my right hip, bringing my right foot cross knee. Now my knees are almost stacked here, but not quite. Sit bones are still on the mat. On the inhale, I'm going to stretch my spine up through the top of my head. Hand goes up, and on the exhale, we're twisting. I'm hooking my elbow onto my right knee, and my right hand goes behind, and I'm just going to twist. Breathing into that twist. Gaze goes over the shoulder. And coming back. Finding yourself on your back. Hugging your knees in. Rocking from side to side. Bringing your knees into your armpits. Releasing your left foot onto the mat, keeping your right knee into the armpit. Extending the foot up so it's parallel to the ceiling, half happy baby. Bringing both knees in and switching sides. Left knee to the armpit, right knee goes up, right leg goes extended. Half happy baby. Relaxing the legs down. Feet are apart. Letting the feet just fall to the side. Tucking the shoulders under. Palms can be up to receive or down to release. Shavasana. Now I encourage you to stay in Shavasana as long as your time permits. I'm bringing my hands to my heart center. My thumbs are pressing against my sternum. Bringing my thumbs to my forehead, my third eye. Back to my sternum. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.